Hello everyone, Lester here from Moment Predict. In this tutorial we'll discuss the crucial step of DNS verification for successful email marketing and newsletter distribution. Verifying your domain name is essential as it strengthens your reputation by preventing spam and ensuring that your emails reach your audience's inboxes effectively. In this video, we'll guide you through the process of DNS verification across 3 common platforms to cater to a variety of needs. First, we'll show you how to verify DNS using cPanel, which is widely used by many web hosting services. Next, we'll walk you through the steps for CloudFlare, an advanced service that not only speeds up your website but also provides robust security features. Lastly, we'll cover DNS verification directly inside the domain registrar, ensuring that regardless of your platform, you have the tools needed for successful setup. By the end of this tutorial, you will be equipped with the knowledge to verify your DNS settings in the most popular environments, ensuring seamless and effective email communication for your business. Let's get started. Let's go in our app and start from the first video, which is configuring a domain in cPanel. So, as you can see here, I have prepared one demo domain. This is one of the latest cPanel versions. It's a dummy for this tutorial, so we're here ready. We even have our webmail in case we need it. And in our app, I have prepared a new account. As you can see here, this is the managed sender, so we have already verified a sender email. We have a separate video for this, so please start from this step before you proceed to verify your domain name. And here I have also the tutorial and the values we're gonna need. Gonna only take a few minutes. We just need to be a bit careful. It's a very important step as we already discussed. So here I'm gonna go and type zone editor. I'm gonna click on zone and I'm gonna come here and click on manage. So the first value that we have to fix is our SPF. So by default, and most of the domain names, I would say, they should have already an SPF record. This is if you are using a webmail, maybe you have Outlook as your email provider. Sometimes maybe you have another transactional email provider and goes on. So high likely you're gonna find one SPF record already, and you have to change this record. You shouldn't be adding one more. So I'm gonna click here on edit, and I'm gonna copy ours, especially for cPanel to verify it very fast. I always suggest you put it at the beginning. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, and here we have everything. And let's see, that's all. We need to have it like this, as you can see. So these SPF tips are very important, so please make sure you read them when you're doing your configuration. Perfect. And now we're gonna save our record. So the first one, which is the tricky also one, it is done. Again, reminder, please make sure you have only one SPF records. Very often we're taking tickets that they have multiples and will create problems with your deliverability. Now, the second thing we have to do, we need to add this TKIM record. As you can see here, it says that it's a TXT record, so let's go step by step. I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna add the record. I'm gonna select TXT, that's great. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start with my host name. So you just simply have to copy this. Come here, we're pasting, and we're doing the same thing for the value. Right, we're pasting our value and we're saving our record. Brilliant. Now we're gonna continue with the next one. I'm gonna go to tracking. This is a CNAME, so it's a different selection that we have to do here when we're adding the record. So I'm gonna say add CNAME. Okay, we'll go back. Here we're gonna select tracking. We'll copy this. And here our value. And we're saving the record. Brilliant. And here we have our last value, which is a TXT record this time. As you can see here, TXT. I'm gonna add the record. I'm gonna select here TXT. I've already copied the name, so I'm gonna put it here, the host name, and here this is my value. I'm pasting here and I'm saving the record. So pretty much that's the process. it's very simple. You just need to be a little bit careful. Make sure you don't change any other of the configuration because it might create problems on your website, potential email, calendars, etc. None of them will create any problem. Just be a little bit extra careful here with the SPF. Now, once this is done, although it might take up to 48 hours for everything to propagate, I'm gonna come in my domain authentication. Here I have my domain from before already prepared, so I'm gonna click here on verify. I did this step off camera. It's by clicking here on that domain. So I'm gonna click on verify, and let's see if we can at least verify already some of the values. Okay, for the DMARC we have to allot a little bit of extra time. That is the process. Please let us know if you have any questions. Our support team is available always at support@omnipredict.com. Thank you for watching this part. In this video, we're gonna configure and verify our DNS, our domain name, inside CloudFlare. CloudFlare is a very popular platform, both for security, speed, and has a little bit of a tiny different configuration. So as you can see here, I've already prepared the demo account. I verified my email sender. This is the first step that you have to do. We have a different video tutorial for this. And here we have our DNS configuration to start with. This is the article we'll have to use also because it has the values and the steps that we have to follow to proceed and finalize. So I'm gonna go here to domain authentication. I'm gonna click on our domain to prepare my domain. Here we have the sender as discussed already verified. I'm gonna click on save. And you can see that our domain now is ready for verification. Now, this is the first value that we have to change. This is the SPF value. There are some very important SPF tips here that you have to read first. Now, if you have some type of email inbox or a transactional email, you will already have an SPF value. So, for example, if you are using Outlook.com, G Suite, or Zoho Mail, etc., plenty of services out there, you already have a VSPF1. So it's very important not to add one more, but to include to your existing record also OmniPredict's value. So this is the first step that we have to do. We're going to click here on save. This very first step is done. We're going to go back, and now we need to add the TXT record to add our DKIM. So I'm going to copy the host to have it ready. I'm coming back to my platform. I'm going to click here to add the record. From the drop down, you will find and you select the TXT record. Here we're copying our host, the value, that's it, and we click on save. Great, we're gonna proceed with the next one. So this is a CNAME that we have to add, so it's a different practically type of record. So I'm gonna click here on add record. I'm gonna select CNAME, and here this is the value. Now this tracking practically record is for your newsletter campaigns, for those clicking, opening, subscribing and unsubscribing, etc. Specifically for CloudFlare, because they have a lot of security features, you have to disable here the proxy status. If you don't disable this proxy status, it's not going to work. The tracking and your statistics, etc., they're not going to work properly. So please make sure you deactivate here the proxy status. So we're clicking here on save. That's it, great. Now we're going to proceed with DMARC, which is again a TXT record. Copying, I'm going to come add one more. Again, TXT. Pasting, I'm going to also have my value. Copy, paste, and here I'm saving. So that's all in all the configuration that we have to do for the DNS before we proceed, the values that we have to add before we proceed to verify our domain. Again, one more time reminder, the SPF record should be only one. You shouldn't have more than one records. Here it varies from provider to provider, but as you can see, might take up to 48 hours for everything to propagate. Now, I'm going back to our platform. Usually CloudFlare is very fast, so I'm going to click here on verify to see how many practically of our records are already in green status and good status practically to be able to be used. Okay, first ones are coming in. Perfect. That's an all green. That means that my domain is fully verified and I can proceed and send out my first campaign. As always, if you have any questions, please contact our team at support@domainpredict.com. Thank you for watching this video. In this video, we're going to configure our domain name and verify our DNS using directly our domain name registrar. For our exercise, I have prepared domain name in name.com, but either we are using name.com, GoDaddy, Namecheap, etc. There are thousands of domain name providers. The process is pretty much the same. So the concept is that you have registered your domain name with your provider and you're using their DNS service. So I'm going to show you how to configure the DNS services. Now, this is my domain name. As you can see, I'm already inside the DNS records to manage them. These are the default that they have. Name.com also has a default email provider, they call it the Service Titan. And here I have prepared one new demo account, and I also have prepared the article, the knowledge base that we're going to need, that has the values that we're going to copy paste to configure. Now, I'm going to go here to my settings. For this video, I didn't prepare yet the sender ID. We have a separate article that I would like you to follow before you come to verify your domain name. So let me take also here. I'm gonna copy the domain because one of these dummies that we need to copy paste. So this is the account, the email that we're gonna use, the email sender. So this is the first step before we go to authenticate our domain. So it will take from a few seconds to a few minutes to get one more email from the platform to verify our email sender, and then we're going to proceed with domain authentication. As you can see here, the email was just delivered. I have to click here to verify now. Okay, that's it, email is verified, perfect. Now I'm going to configure with my domain name authentication. I'm going to click here on our domain. This is the email that we have verified, great. As you can see, the system takes automatically the domain name that we want to verify. Now I have to go back to my registrars as we discussed. Okay, here's the work that we have to do. Now we're going back to our article. The first value that we have to configure is our SPF record. So most of the website, most of the domain names, they will always have have configured an SPF record like this one. So if you are using Outlook for your emails, or the G Suite, or Zoho Mail, etc., you will already have an SPF record. Maybe you have also some type of transactional email for your website. So you have to edit and configure the one that already exists here, and not to add the second one, because it's not going to work smoothly for your domain name. So I'm coming here and I'm adding our also value. Pretty much that's it. I'm going to update here and I'm going to save it. So for SPF, one important thing that you need to remember is to edit the existing one. Also to check here not to have a dash. There are some very important SPF tips. So you can see here, for example, if you have some type with google.com, so please also read the SPF tips before you proceed. So the SPF record is done. Now we're going to proceed with the DKIM. As you can see here, we have a TXT record to add, and this is the host name. So I'm going to go back. Here is how I can add an extra value. I'm going to select TXT. I'm going to copy the name first. Right here, then I need my value, copy again, paste, and I'm gonna add this record. Okay, great, this is done. I'm gonna go now, here we have the next is to add a CNAME. So same process, but here on the drop down, I'm gonna select the CNAME instead of a TXT record this time. So the host is tracking, great. And the value here, great, and we're adding our record. Going back now, again we have to add the TXT record with this host, same process from the drop down I'm selecting txt. Great. And here I'm going back, selecting the value, and I'm adding the record. Okay, let's see if I have to save something up or down, or if this is okay. It looks like that's the process. Great. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my domain list here. So this is the process to add our values to verify our DNS. Again, a reminder about the SPF. So when all this is done, as you see here, it might take 48 hours for all the DNS servers to propagate. Now it varies from provider to provider. For this video purpose, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna start to verify to see if I can get some of them verified. Okay. Okay, great. So already everything works perfect. Everything is green. So this means that my domain name is fully verified for tracking. Tracking is also to check the unsubscribers, who opens, who clicks on the email, etc. And I'm good to go. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please, you can contact our support team at support@omnipredict.com. Thank you.